In this video, you will learn about two tenses that many people get confused with. We're going to see how the present perfect and the present perfect continuous tenses differ. And you'll learn how to formulate them so that you can put them into your own sentences. Now, it doesn't matter whether you're reading, writing or speaking, but you need to get these tenses right if you want to speak English without making the same mistakes over and over again. The only way to learn is to talk. Good morning, I'm Ed Anguish from Speak English with Ed, where we help new ESOL speakers learn English, and I'm pleased to be with you today to help you understand the difference between these two tenses. So let's jump straight into it and have a look. Could this be a battle of the tenses, I asked myself? Well, no, not really, but there are differences between these two tenses. One is the way that they're actually formed, but a little bit more on that later. One of them focuses on the result of the action, and the other, well, that focuses on the action of the verb. Now, what do I mean by all this? Let's take a look at a couple of sentences. So, I've washed the car this morning and it looks good. I've been washing the car this morning and it looks good. At first glance, both of these sentences look similar, but are they? Well, let's take a further look. So the first sentence, I've washed the car this morning. Now this focuses on the result of the action, and this is the present perfect tense. We can see this is complemented at the end with it looks good. So we're focusing on the result. On the second one, I have been washing the car this morning and it looks good. Now this is focusing on the fact that I have been washing. So we're focusing on the action here of what you've been doing, of what I've been doing. I've been washing the car this morning. So we're focusing on my action, not on the result. Do you see the difference there? The present perfect focuses on the result of the task. The present perfect continuous focuses on the action of the task. So a lot of people get confused because we're saying it's the present perfect, but we're using past participles. So we're talking about the past, but we're calling it a present perfect. I can understand why. But let me just explain here that we're talking about something that was started in the past, but it's still relevant today. It's still true today. So we're saying here that I washed the car this morning, and right now, yes, it's still true. The car got washed this morning, so that is still true. It's a true fact. So we started something in the past, and it's true now. And for the present perfect continuous, well then what we're saying is that we started something in the past, but we're talking about the action, so it's still the same, it's still true now. This is why they're called the present perfect tenses. I hope you can understand that. It's a little bit confusing and to start with, but once you realise that we're talking about the past, something that started in the past, and it's still true today. Now you may need to watch these videos a couple of times to understand what we're saying here, but that's perfectly okay. Repetition is good. It helps you remember things. It works for me all the time. Now if you're getting any benefit from this video, make sure that you're subscribed and ring the bell. That way YouTube will send you notifications when we release new videos. Also, drop me a comment in the box below the video if there's anything that you're not sure about, and I'll try and explain it a bit further. Or let me know where you're watching from, and if there's anything particular that you'd like me to do a video on, just let me know. Drop it in the comments below this video and I shall endeavour to get back to you as soon as possible. So here we go with the second difference between these two tenses. She has baked 3 cakes today, and she has been baking 3 cakes today. In the first one, she has baked 3 cakes today. We're focusing on the number of cakes that she's baked. She's baked 3. And the focus here is on 3, the number 3. So if you're writing a sentence where you need to focus on how many or a number of anything, then this is the tense that you would use. And this is the present perfect tense. In the second one, she's been baking cakes all day. Here, we're focusing on all day. So this one is focusing on the amount of time that she's been working on these cakes, baking these cakes. So if you've got something that you need to focus on a length of time, how long somebody's been doing it, how difficult it's been for them to achieve what they've achieved, well then use this one. And this tense is the present perfect continuous tense. Now, the present perfect tense in this case focuses on how many, on the quantity, on the number, whereas the present perfect continuous tense focuses on how long it's taken you to do the job, how difficult the task was. It's talking about the length of time that you had to put in here, and this is where the emphasis is. So if you've got an emphasis about how long it's taken to do something, well then this is the tense to use, and it's the present perfect continuous. So now we're on to difference number 3. He has written a book this year. He has been writing a book this year. So we've got, again, very similar sentences, but slightly different. The first one, he has written the book. This is focusing on the completion of the job. The book is written, it's done with, it's finished. This is present perfect. Now the bottom one, number 2, sentence number 2, is he has been writing a book this year. So this is suggesting that it's continuing. The book isn't completing. He's been writing it throughout the year, but still writing it. He's not completed it yet. So this one is focusing on continuance. We've got completion and continuous, and this one is the present perfect continuous tense. So if you want to focus on something that's completed, job done, finished, then you use the present perfect continuous. If you want to focus on something that's ongoing, still going, a little bit more to do, not finished yet, then use the present perfect continuous. So if you're wanting to say that the focus of your sentence or the action that you're talking about is in the result of the action, or if you want to talk about how many or a quantity or a number within your action, or if you want to talk about the fact that the job is completed and it's finished and it's all done with in the past, then you need to use the present perfect tense. So if you want to talk about the activity of the action, like we did with washing the car, or if you want to talk about how long it's taken or how much effort somebody had to put into doing what they did, or if you want to talk about a job isn't finished yet, if it's still continuing and still ongoing, then you want to use the present perfect continuous tense. Now we'll have a look at the way that you form these tenses, the way that we build these tenses. With a positive, a negative and a question. So first of all, we'll start with the present perfect positive statements. Now positive statement, you need to take have or has and then put in a participle behind it. So we get have or has is dependent upon the subject. I have, he has. And then a past participle is basically the verb with ed or d added on to the end. So let's have a look. We've got here, I have worked, she has worked. So have or has with a past participle worked. When you're making negative statements or sentences, you need to put a negative word in there. So in between have and has or has and the past participle, you need to put a negative word. So here we've got I have not worked, That's the negative word, not. Or she has never worked. Never is another negative word that can go in here, as long as you get a negative word in between the two. So to make a question, you've got to change around the verb and the subject. So the verb is to come first and the subject comes later. So have I worked? Has she worked? And that's how you form the present perfect tense. For the present perfect continuous positive statement, we need to put have or has plus been, and then the verb, and then ing or ing at the end of it. I have been shopping. I have been shopping. So shop with ing. Now, when you use a verb and you're adding ing to the end of it, just make sure that you've got the verb spelt right, because sometimes, as in the case of shopping, shop, S-H-O-P, shopping, S-H-O-P-P, two P's, ing, you've got to add another P. Now, I'll put a link to a video at the top of the screen so that can help you with these verb changes at the end. Check it out. For a negative sentence, then we need to put a negative word, but this time it goes in between the have and been. It goes before been. So I have not been shopping. They have not been shopping. She has not been shopping. And if you're making a question, then it's exactly the same. You just turn the verb and the pronoun round. You put the verb first and then the pronoun. So have I been shopping? Have we been shopping? Has he been shopping? And just change it around like that. So you use have and a past participle for the present perfect, and you use have been with ing after the verb for the present perfect continuous. So let's have a look at a few example sentences just to see if we can understand what we've just been talking about. So, first sentence, let's have a look. You have shopped here before. You have shopped here before. What I want you to do is we're going to go through these sentences, and I want you to try and identify which one's which, and then at the end we'll check out which one is which and see how many you got right. So, second sentence. He has been going for a morning walk all week. He has been going for a morning walk all week. I have listened to her all day. I have listened to her all day. We have seen this show many times. We have seen this show many times. You have been driving all through the night. You must be tired. You have been driving all through the night. You must be tired. We've been learning English online. We've been learning English online. My uncle has walked from London to Edinburgh. My uncle has walked from London to Edinburgh. She's been saving for a holiday to somewhere hot and sunny. She's been saving for a holiday to somewhere hot and sunny. Oh, hot and sunny. We've got it wet and cold here at the moment. So how did you do? Let's have a look and see where everything goes. So, you've shopped here before. Did you get that one right? He has been going for a morning walk all week. Did you get that one? Yeah. I have listened to her all day. Perfect. We have seen this show many times. You've been driving all through the night. You must be tired. You've been driving all through the night. You must be tired. There you go. We've been learning English online. Yep. My uncle has walked from London to Edinburgh. She's been saving for a holiday somewhere hot and sunny. There you go. I hope you got all those right. Yeah, I'm sure you did. Well done. Now these two sentences, they can be really confusing to seasoned English speakers, so don't feel too bad if you just don't understand everything at the moment. The more you hear seasoned English speakers using these tenses, the sooner you will start to incorporate them into your own conversations. Listen for words like have followed by a past tense verb. Listen for words like have been ing. Have been something ing. And the more you hear them, then you're inclined to start using them yourself in your own conversations. And when you do, you start doing it without realizing that you're doing it. It'll just be natural to you. So if you've enjoyed this video, then thank you very much for watching, and you may enjoy this one next. So until next time, bye.